Owned by Spencer Meyer.
Can light waves fool the mind into thinking an object is present when in fact it's not? The simple answer is yes. Today we will explore the use of light waves in creating illusions in the mind. One method involves the use of the illusion called Pepper's ghost. It has been used since the 1500s and is still in use today, in places you wouldn't expect. The oldest reported use of what is now known as Pepper's ghost was Giambattista della Puerta, who was a 16th century Neapolitan scientist and scholar who is credited with a number of scientific innovations, including the camera obscura. His 1584 work, Magia Naturalis, or Natural Magic, includes a description of this illusion. The main use of this illusion became very popular in the late 1800s when Professor John Henry Pepper created the first working version in 1862. Some credit should be given to Henry Dirks, who was an English engineer. Dirks developed a way of projecting an actor onto a stage using a hidden room, a sheet of glass, and a clever use of lighting, calling the technique Dirkenschian phantasmagoria. The actor would then have an ethereal, ghost-like appearance, which seemingly able to perform alongside other actors. This illusion quickly became popular in England in the late 1700s at the many fairs. In 1913, Popular Mechanics published a book titled The Boy Mechanic, in which this illusion was outlined. It was this book that would be later referenced by the Disney Company to create the famous haunted house scene. Let's talk a moment about the physics behind this illusion. The first law that comes into play is Fermat's principle, which is light travels in straight lines and will take the quickest path to get from point A to point B. If you have a light source and an observer, the light will follow the path of least time, and any adjoining path will be slightly longer. This leads to the law of reflections, which states, a light ray incident upon a reflective surface will be reflected at an angle equal to the incident angle. Both angles are typically measured with respect to the normal surface. Let's take this new knowledge and go back and look at the early version of this illusion. You can see the two angles must be equal. The audience extrapolates backwards where the reflected ghost appears to have originated from. Let's take a look at some real-world examples. Almost 100 years after Professor Pepper presented the illusion in London, the Disney Imagineers were creating a new ride at Disneyland, the Haunted House. They were looking for illusions that would scare and entertain the guests. They came across the book The Boy Mechanic and decided to incorporate this illusion into the ride. In the ride, there is a dining room scene with what appears to be ghosts. When you look at the plans of the project, you can see how simple this was to create. You can see in this cross-section of the ride there are 3 levels on the left separated from the dining room on the right by a pane of glass. It is the use of this glass and the angles of the light waves that make the ghosts appear in the dining room.
That is the time when ghosts are present, practicing.
Here are some behind-the-scenes photos showing the original construction and the installation of the large panes of glass. The next series of photos shows figures that are located below and above the rider that, when lit properly, project their perceived location in the dining room. Even today, the Pepper's Ghost illusion is still being used. On April 12, 2012, at the Coachella concert in Southern California, this effect brought back to life the dead rapper Tupac. A company out of London developed a projection system so that both the artificial Tupac was on the stage at the same time as Snoop Dogg. This diagram shows how the image was projected onto the stage.
But at the same time, they see me trying to take mine. So I won't get smart and get the best of this shit and put together a million march for this gangster shit.
So now they got us laced. 2 multi-millionaire motherfuckers catching cases. Bitches get ready for the throwdown. The shit's about to go down. Me and Snoop about to clap. I'm losing my religion. I'm vicious on these stool pitches. You might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Niggas be acting like they savage.
This was also used in the 2014 GMA Awards, in which this system was used to bring back the late Michael Jackson.
She dances for the man at work who works overtime.
The following example was a promotional event put on by Blinkbox for a Star Trek movie release. It involved the simple Pepper's Ghost illusion in a box combined with the use of twins. The audience was amazed.
You're right, Christian.
The use of this illusion can also be used to keep us safe. The next two videos show the use of this principle in a passenger plane landing at LAX and in a new BMW. This use allows us to focus on the task but keep an eye on information our brains are processing. The Pepper's Ghost illusion has been with us for over 500 years, but it appears it will continue to entertain us and keep us safe well into the future.